What up, Eagle Talk fam?
What's going on, guys? We are here in episode 93.
93. Look, since we are talking about the 90s, or episode 93, let's throw back to the year 1993. Mm-hmm. How old were you and what were you doing?
I was 15 years old. Do y'all remember the yellow Chevette in House Party?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
I had one of those, but it was teal green. And I put 2 8-inch subwoofers in the back, and I was in the pharmaceutical sales business.
Oh goodness! So true story. So you know what? Now I think we got to do a future episode on how we got you out of pharmaceutical sales. Praise y'all. Look, we don't look like
the first thing on here is transparency. All right, so I'm being very transparent.
Okay, so for me, 1993, I was 13. And what pops out to me right now, and I don't know why, I was in 8th grade, and I remember going to like basement parties. Mm-hmm. And when I was in 8th grade, my 8th grade year, I threw an amazing, when I say amazing basement party, we ain't had no DJ, but we had music. I don't think we had DJ, but listen, let me tell you what happened, because we from the south side of Chicago, right? So I invited everybody, and like I lived on the street where like 2 competing gangs were like, one gang was on 79th Street, the other gang was on 80th, but I'm friends with everybody. So you had them all in the basement. Nobody got shot. And then the party was going, and then some gangbangers really came, and they start singing this song, Reno's dead and Dino's next. Remember that whole thing? God. Yeah, Reno and Dino. I know them. My brother shut the party down in 31 seconds. My brother Junebug. But it was a banging party it was a banging party to the bangers came. Yeah. I definitely knew them boys too. But hey, y'all, welcome to Eagle Talk. And today we are going to talk to you about what you can expect. How can you expect to grow with this platform, grow with this podcast in 2023? And we promise it won't have anything to do with basement parties or pharmaceutical sales. No, it won't. All right, guys, we know a lot of you all are entrepreneurs, so we want to just jump right in on what to expect. The first thing is our transparency. That's the biggest probably thing that I talk to our viewers about, is how we pull the covers back and just let you guys get a look into our life. Yeah. Too often, this is why I think a lot of people give up on anything, is because along the way, people who have succeeded haven't reached back to say, okay, this is when it was going well. This is the challenge. These are the challenges that I've experienced, and you can do it too. So we are committed this year to even being more transparent in just the ebbs and flow of entrepreneurship, and encouraging, our guests and things who are going to come on to just really be honest with y'all about where they are. We've done it before in some of our other episodes. If you haven't checked out episode number 73, that's when we told you about the worst investment that we have ever made. But you know what? Even though it's the worst investment, listen to that podcast so that you can get an idea of what we learned there. And we're committed to doing even more of that this upcoming year. Yeah, we also mentioned in episode 66 lessons from the Airbnb. Yeah. We had an Airbnb living here, and it was in Arizona, and it went good for a while. Then COVID hit, and I just vowed to never do Airbnb again unless I own the building. And now we have one in Dallas. So we have stories like that you guys can go back and look at. Yeah. And at the end of the day, we understand that if we are not going to be now listen, we ain't about to be up here telling you when we beefing today. Right. But there has to be some transparency in just the process, right? And what I know is when I find out about people's processes, it is encouraging for me to go on. So we know that your time is valuable. Y'all are checking in with us every single week. So we want to make sure that we are bringing you authentic content every time. All right, guys. The second thing we're going to talk about is strategy. Couple things in my business I can talk about is I decided to go lean last year when things tightened up. Interest rates went up in July. Just cut some overhead and things like that. I also think that a piece of your strategy should be to get and talk to somebody in your business that's doing
a lot better than you.
Yeah, and speaking of that, whether it's through interviews or our own experience, we are going to just really be very open and again transparent about the strategies, what's working. I think about the way that I approach my real estate business in 2021. It looks different in 2023. Interest rates are changed. The climate of the market has changed. So we are going to be sharing like real-time strategies in what we're doing, and also encouraging our guests. Like, we have a guest coming on who actually like opened up a business in the pandemic and ended up on Oprah's favorite things list. Like, my first question to them is going to be, okay, what was your strategy? How did you get the word out? How did you grow in such an exponential way? So stay tuned this year, because that's definitely something that we're committed to bringing you, because we don't want anyone out here alone or doing something that's inundated, doing things that are no longer working because that's the only strategy that they have figured out. I think about when I was teaching, that was one big thing that I would say to my students when we were teaching math. Okay, show me another strategy. Show me another way that you can get to the same answer. And what they will find sometimes is like, you know what? And I know some parents out there like, I don't like that new math. But some of these different strategies that your children are learning is not only getting them to the result faster, but they have a better, more concrete knowledge of how to get there. And the very same thing when it comes to business strategies. We're committed to just really digging deep and bringing y'all some strategies that work in 2023.
And I also think I like that you said that, because it's more than one way to get the result. Definitely,
it's more than one way
in business. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so number 3, we're talking about habits and rhythms. You are a big proponent of atomic habits.
Yes.
And we are a big component of our rhythms, our life rhythms.
Yes.
So I think that it's going to be very important that we talk and teach on that. I was at a mastermind last night with some very wealthy gentlemen. They gave I don't know what you call it, because it was almost like a mixer, but it was, I don't know, some tips in the beginning of it. And they talked about Atomic Habits and Think and Grow Rich. And both of those books are hitting on this subject.
Absolutely. Y'all, we are all about, and like that's probably our main focus in our personal lives. So it's going to be a huge focus of Eagle Talk, is talking about developing the right habits. We don't rise to the level of our goals. We fall to the level of our systems, right? I borrowed that from James Clear. And literally, whatever systems you have in place, whatever habits that you have in place are going to determine what our success looks like. And sometimes it's just a matter of having, like, I was having a conversation with a realtor yesterday, and she asked me a question, and when I responded to her, I voice memoed her back on an iPhone, and she like voice memoed me back like, okay, that's a game changer. I've never done that. I'm going to start doing this more. And I just told her, hey, this is a big habit of mine. This is something that I do in business, especially like if I need to get a message across to my clients. Sometimes we all read text in a different tone, but just me sharing her this habit of, instead of texting, I use a voice memo. Then they can hear my tonality, they can hear my cadence. So even if I'm delivering messages that can be misconstrued, the habit of doing it this way can change everything. And she was like, oh, I am definitely applying that habit to the way I communicate in business. And like even small things like that, we are going to be sharing with you. And then I want to follow up what Corey said about rhythms, is that our habits shouldn't just be about business habits, but habits like things that we're doing in our personal lives that will spill over to help us be successful in everything. So we are not just the authority. So like I say, every time we have a guest, we're just going to ask them like, hey, how does your morning routine look? How does your night routine look? Like, what are some things that you're doing in your business and in your life that could benefit us? So y'all make sure that you are tuning in to learn these habits that are going to make us successful.
All right. Number 4 is going to be challenged. We're going to challenge you to dream bigger. The steps to make those dreams a reality. We're going to challenge you with some encouragement and empowerment for your entrepreneurial journey. And we're going to definitely challenge you to step outside of your comfort zone. I think that's what both of us are right now in life.
Yeah.
In business for sure, because we've kind of coasted for the last 2 years.
A little bit.
And
well, a little bit. I mean, I think we've coasted, but the thing I was telling somebody else, I don't know if it was Kim that I was talking to, when I said, I can't really remember last time I've done it scared. And I've because we have been in the rhythm or habit of kind of stepping outside of the box, it looks scary to other people, but it's no longer scary to us, right? No. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's where we are, and that's what we're gonna work with you guys on this year.
Yeah, and in that being challenged, you know, I think that if you are not growing, you're regressing, right? Either you're growing or you're regressing, and I think the worst thing is to be in the same position next year or the next year or the next year. TK actually said this on a few episodes ago. I'll link it in show notes, when he talked about when you're not growing, like the danger is staying the same.
Yeah.
And you have a lot of people who think that you have so much experience, but your experience is you've just been living the same year over and over. Mm-hmm. And we are going to challenge you. We're going to challenge you. Not, again, business is the crux, but we're going to challenge you in your relationship with the Lord. Like, are you reading your Bible? Are you being positive? Are you prioritizing your spouse? Are you creating habits that your kids are going to emulate? And it's not always going to feel good, but guess what? The enemy of great is good. So the problem for a lot of us is that we have just been coasting, mm-hmm. and we haven't been challenged, and then you end up getting frustrated at the lack of results. So here, be ready to be encouraged and to be lovingly challenged to do something greater than what you're doing right now.
Yeah, okay. So number 5 is ideas and resources. So we're talking books, we're talking downloads, we're talking courses, podcasts, tangible things, and opening up our playbook. So I'm gonna tell you a game changer for me so far this year. Kim, our director of operations, gifted us the Bible recap mm-hmm. for Christmas. At first I was reading it wrong. I was listening to it. So let's just say it's, I don't know, Job 1-6, right? I was listening to it because this is audible, like when I'm working out or something like that. But then y'all gave me
the podcast. So yesterday I was at lunch with Pastor, and we talking. I said, "You'll be proud of me. I'm actually gonna read the whole Bible, get through the whole Bible this year." He said, "What? You know how you do? What?" And I was like, "Yeah." I said, "It goes like this, and then if you go over here and hit podcast, then the lady kind of summarizes what you just heard." And it was just a game changer for him, and it was a game changer for me. But he was just so proud of me for even, really, Kim, giving it to me and me actually following through with it. But stuff like that is what I'm making sure that I'm putting on my calendar every single day. Exactly. And this is what you can expect to come here. Like, when you come to Eagle Talk, you will get a resource, right? I don't care if the resource is, hey, have you tried this chicken? Like, by the way, what's our favorite restaurant in Dallas right now? The chicken spot. I can't think of Yardbird. Oh, we love Yardbird. I love the shrimp and grits there.
Discovered it in Vegas, by the way.
They have it in a couple different cities. So I don't care if it's something like that, or if it legitly is a book or the Bible recap, or like, what are the resources that can help you grow in different areas? So when you come here, just expect to get something, expect a nugget. Now, this is one thing that I want to say about resources though, because I know that it can be real alluring to download all the resources and go to all the classes mm-hmm. and to do all the things and not apply anything, mm-hmm. right? So not only are we going to encourage you and give you resources that will support you on whatever your journey is, but the expectation is that we have some application, right? I don't want you to just have a list of books we gave you, but when I see y'all in the street, I want to be able to talk about Atomic Habits and what you are doing with the information.
Okay, so wait, I want to stop right there because I'm always listening to somebody, right? But I'm listening to Brent Daniels, Mr. TTP, Talk to People. Last night, it was about 1:00 this morning. And
about 1:00 this morning. So you working on that habit of going to bed when
I'm working on it. But no, seriously, because I'm piggybacking off of what you said. What he said, he was talking about why most wholesalers fail. And he said because they have all of these strategies, right? Bandit signs, ads on Craigslist, just 7 different ways to generate business, and they wind up doing nothing.
Yeah, information overload.
It's just way too much stuff. So that's pretty much what you're saying. Like, you can't do all of these things because you wind up being at a standstill. The main thing that he was saying is, even if you do a little bit, you wind up quitting because you're not giving the result time to come.
Yeah, because we want to hop to the very next thing.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you see how we challenging you right now? We challenging you like, hey, you're gonna get the resources, but you have to be resourceful with them. Yeah. Actually put something into application and give it some time to grow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The last one, probably the most important, was going to encourage you to prioritize yourself and your mental health.
Ooh, baby. You gonna get that when you come here.
Yeah, I'm about to say, where do I start? I don't know. I guess you start with you. Start with some quiet time.
Yeah.
Start with some prayer, meditation. Start with taking care of your body. I think yoga.
Okay.
Yoga is a good place to start. You know, everybody don't get up and work out 5-6 days a week, but you can go on YouTube and put on, you know, a little yoga video. Yeah, something.
And this year we are going to continually just encourage you to do that, to put yourself on the list, right? And unfortunately, just in life and entrepreneurship, we some kind of way, a lot of what we need, we're so busy taking care of everybody else's needs, feeding the business, feeding your family, that we forget that we can't pour from an empty well or an empty cup. So expect to get some cup fillers here and to be consistently challenged. Like, hey, are you in therapy, right? Who are you talking to? What are your friend groups? What are you feeding yourself? How are you taking care of yourself? How are you nurturing your body? Do you know your numbers? So that's going to be a consistent theme, because at the end of the day, we can do all the things, right? But like R. Williams says in Just Do a Speech, the first way to be successful is first you got to feel good about yourself, right? And if we don't have a level of confidence and feel good about ourselves, we just saw with Twitch taking his life that, you know, mental illness, the struggles of life, it's real out here, right? And it's nothing to be played with. And if we have a platform where we get to speak into your life, we're going to encourage you to take care of yourself and truly live your best life. And it has nothing to do with money. It really has everything to do with valuing you and putting resources and time and care into yourself.
Yeah, so we're excited about this year. Yeah, we actually are working really hard and having really good conversation on what to feed you guys.
Yes.
So we're about to unleash the how-to series.
Yep.
So that's gonna be exciting. A lot of good information. Amazing guest, like you said, she was on Oprah, and I know one of your favorite things.
Yes.
So yeah, it's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be good, and this is how you can help us, okay? Because look, we are an Eagle Talk family. Corey and I are up here as your hosts, but please believe this is your community. So hop in comments and let us know, or when you give a 5-star review, let us know, what do you want to see more of? What do you want to hear more of? Like, what will really benefit you in this season? And we're going to do our very best to bring the very dopest guests, to have the dopest content, to just bring you such amazing value that you keep coming back. And more importantly, you grow with this community.
Well, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.
Okay, we'll see you next time.
See ya.
Bye.